Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a cream makeup tutorial. So many of you voted for the cream makeup tutorial, so I thought this would be a really great time to basically show you guys some of my favorite cream products. Cream products are so underrated, and I feel like as of the last 6 months there have been so many launches of cream products just because of the summer, but I also just think they've made such a big moment right now. So I'm loving it. I've been using cream products for years. Like I said, I do feel like they're a little underrated and people kind of get really intimidated by cream and liquid products, but to be completely honest, you guys, they're so much easier to work with, especially using them with your fingers. You can really melt the products into your skin and really create such a natural look. Everything is going to be linked down below for you guys, including some of the alternative options that I do share in today's video for the blushes, just because you guys know I love cream blushes, and I just couldn't use one, unfortunately. So I gave you guys some drugstore options as well as some high-end options. I hope that this video inspires you guys to play with some cream products. So with that being said, let's just jump right into the look. Okay, so first off, I am just going to prep my skin with some Eyebrow Sculpting moisturizer. So I'm gonna go in with this. Also, you wanna go in with a lip balm just to hydrate your lips during the tutorial. Next up, to really enhance the glow but also add SPF. This one I've really been liking. I feel like it is having all the rave at the moment, is this Glow Screen by Supergoop. And it has SPF 40 and it has a bit of a glow to it. For foundation, I don't always go in with a product like this, especially during the summertime, but I wanted to incorporate it in today's video just so any of you who are looking for something or may need that little bit of extra coverage, I wanted to have an option for you guys. So my personal favorite one is from Nude Sticks. This is the Tinted Cover Foundation, and this one is like a buildable consistency in my opinion. I feel like you can go in really sheer with it if you want to, which is how I like to use it, or you can really build the coverage as well, and I think it leaves like a really beautiful finish. It's not anything that's too matte. I think it's like a very natural skin-like finish, but it is extremely moisturizing. When you put it on, it kind of just feels like you're putting on a tinted moisturizer, and you can even apply this with your fingers. I'm going in with the shade number 6, and this I'm just doing like about 2 pumps. Start rubbing it into the skin, and as you can see, it just blends and melts right into the skin. But I also think it's important, like I said, to prep your skin with some good moisturization and or a really great primer. So I'm gonna go in on the other side. I'm gonna go in again with the sponge and just push the product into the skin, which you will kind of see me do over and over again throughout this video, is taking my beauty blender and constantly pushing in the product, because we are working with creams today, so it's going to be something that you want to kind of emulsify and sort of like layer together. Actually, I do want to use a corrector real quick. I have been loving these. I've been on like a journey of trying to find a really great corrector. There's some correctors out there that are just too dry. I tried to really like the Charlotte Tilbury one that comes in like a little like pan, but it was just too dry. And when you're starting to like tug underneath your eye, it's a no-go for me because it's such a delicate area. So I was so excited when NARS came out with their Radiant Creamy Color Correctors. So this is still in like the creamy cream family, so I figured it'd be perfect to feature in today's video. But I have mine in the shades light and medium, but for me, if you have similar skin tone to me, I think the medium will look really well for you. And I love how there's this like little window here so you can see the color. I feel like they should just do that with all of their products. Anyway, I'm just gonna go in where it's a little blue underneath, and see how the shade is just perfect? Because this is such a creamy formula, it really just like melts into the skin. So I'm gonna just show you with my fingers how well it works. And if you aren't familiar with correctors, basically a corrector is going to cancel out any blue tones or any discoloration that you may have underneath your eyes, or if you have like dark spots on your face, whether if it's from hyperpigmentation and stuff, you can go in with something like this, but you always have to go on top of it with a concealer to conceal the corrector. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really does work when you do it in this method, especially if you deal with dark circles like I do. I used to never have to deal with this issue, but once I became a mom, everything went out the window. So I'm gonna go ahead and push the product in. The concealer I'm gonna be using today is one that you guys have seen a million times, but I just feel like this really worked with the style of makeup that we're doing. So this is the Stretch Concealer by Glossier. I think I can officially say that this is hands down my absolute favorite concealer of all time. It's something I can rely on, and especially if you're somebody that's really into those no makeup looks, this is a product that just melts into your skin. And I sometimes will just go in with this on days where I'm not really wearing a lot of makeup, or say I have a casting and I have to still like look like my skin looks breathable and not masked by makeup. This is amazing, and you can also build this one as well. So I have mine in the shade G6, and this is the shade. And I usually will take it with my Beauty Blender because I feel like this product and the sponge work really well together because it just sort of stamps it on. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of the product and just watch how it conceals, but still doesn't look like anything too heavy. You guys see this? And it's not even like super full coverage, but it really is such a beautiful formula. It's almost like a gel cream. Corrector is now concealed on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on this side. I'm gonna take a little bit more and just put it on any areas that I want concealing. So just right here, I feel like I'm a little discolored. It's really breathable. You can still see like my freckles and stuff. So it's not anything that's like too crazy. A lot of the times I don't even set this when I use it, but because I am using a corrector and also a foundation, I do have to set underneath my eyes. Otherwise, it's going to move throughout the day just because of the heat and everything. So I'm gonna just use a really lightweight powder, Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is in the shade Honey. You guys have seen me use it 1,000 times. I'm only going to use just a little bit and focus it mainly on my eyes just because that's where I have the most layered amount of like coverage. So I'm gonna take a little bit on my Beauty Blender, make sure it's damp, and then I'm just going to take any excess off on my hand. And this is what will secure everything throughout the day. And you don't need a lot of it either. I just focus right here. But as you can see, it's not like totally matte. You can still see a little bit of like the glisten from the other products. Can you guys see it? It still doesn't even look like powder. I've just recently, within the last year, have become open and more like open-minded and welcoming to powders. So I'm just really picky, and I never want to look super like flat or matte or just like really powdery. I want it to look really natural. For today's eyebrow gel, I'm going to be using the Eyebrow Sculpt. So what I like to do is just push the brows up. And I know it's like white, but once you comb it through, it's not white at all. And you don't need like a ton of it, but you can definitely build and mold your brows. I just take my spoolie. You can use literally any spoolie, but I just use this one on the back of my Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm just grooming my brows into one position. I'm just gonna let it sit for a second, and then we're gonna go in and fill them in just a little bit. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start bronzing the skin. So what I'm gonna be using is basically my tried and true product that I've used for years, and that is the Huda Beauty Tantour in Light. This is a product I've been using for forever. I feel like so many makeup artists rely on this. And yeah, you don't really need a ton of it either, which is great. So, did I say this is in the shade Light? So I take a little bit on a brush like this, and I will just go ahead and start kind of stamping it throughout. And I sort of focus on like the top right here, just because with the sun, that's where the sun naturally hits your, that's where the sun naturally hits your face. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't talk. So another thing you can do is kind of tap off the excess on your skin, like how pretty that bronze is. And if you're worried about going too heavy, you can kind of just shear it out and go in with a light hand, because you obviously don't want to apply too much, but you do want to kind of bronze the skin up. So I like to kind of take it in that 3 motion, pick up more. And I use something that's like quite dense, like this one. This is the Sephora 56. If you got like a double chin moment, you can go ahead and put that bronzer down there too. And I'm gonna take a little bit more on like the sides of the brush, like this, the edges, and I'm going to go straight down. I'm blind as a bat. Okay, well, I can't find my brow pen. I was gonna use that, but considering I can't find it, I'm just gonna use my Brow Cheat by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Dark Brown. So I'm just gonna focus on the tail ends of my brows and just wherever is more on the sparse side. I just focus on the tail ends because the front of my brows, I'm just trying not to touch and let them grow out. So next up, I'm going to do blush, which is my favorite part. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of options just because I have some that are more expensive, some that are more affordable. So the ones that are really kind of making a hit right now are the Charlotte Tilbury, what are they called? Beauty Light Wands. I believe that they're kind of hard to get a hold of right now, so that's one thing. I don't necessarily use these as just the blush. I like to go in with something and then go in with these afterwards as like a little bit of a topper. A really great option that is also like tried and true and near and dear to my heart, you guys know, it's the Nude Sticks All Over Face Colors. So this one is the bronze one and this one's the dewy one. I have them in so many different shades. They're just kind of all like floating around in my bag. This one is Poppy Girl. This is a little bit brighter and I think it's really pretty during the summer because I think coral blushes like this really make a hit during, you know, when you're really tan and stuff. Beach Babe is kind of like the go-to blush, and then there's also Sunkissed, which is somewhere in here. I just can't seem to find it. And then we also have the Patrick Ta blushes. This one is in She's So LA. This one has both cream and powder. This cream consistency is beautiful. Mine looks disgusting because I use it all the time. I also have it in Oh She's Different, which is more of like a plummy shade. The e.l.f., what are these? Putty blushes. So I have these in like all the colors. These are amazing and I believe that they're only like, these are so inexpensive and they are a beautiful finish. I will say though that these kind of start as a cream and then as you blend them into the skin, they create kind of like a powder finish. So that's definitely something to consider when you are using products like this. These are all really beautiful shades. They have so many to choose from and honestly, like you could buy the whole range for the price of like one high-end blush because they're so inexpensive. Another one that I just recently got are these Pixie On The Glow blushes. I think I'm gonna go in with these first. This one is in the shade Ruby, which is going to give you more of that like sun-kissed flush. So I'm gonna go in with Ruby and I'm just going to, you wanna just start on the apples of the cheeks. Some people don't like to, but when it comes to like something super sun-kissed and during the summer, I like to make it seem like, you know, there's blush all over my face. So I go in like this. Let me try to zoom you guys in actually. And then I'm just going to take my finger and you can see how easy these just blend into the face. I just love this because it just blends in so well and it's such a pretty like natural flush and you want to kind of bring it up towards the eye. That will create that like flush and put it on the bridge of the nose. We also have the Juicy color, which is, like I said, it's a corally shade. Also really stunning on the face. I'm gonna take the Nudies Bloom. This is in Poppy Girl. I'm just gonna apply a little bit and see how bright it is up to temples. I'm gonna go in with the, what is this called? The Charlotte Tilbury Peach Gasm. And take here. It's gonna give you that really beautiful, glowy look that everyone's really into right now. And put it on the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, just to give that glow. Right, next up is eyes. So I'm gonna take the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. This one is in the shade 5. It's like this really pretty tan color. So all you do is take this with your finger. You can kind of pack it on, but I feel like this is a really pretty bronzy color, and it's something you could just easily blend out with your fingers. You don't necessarily need to use a brush, but you totally can. So I'm gonna be using Hey Honey by Nude Sticks. This is also one of my OG favorite highlighters. So stunning and pretty. Creams are great because you can really melt them into the skin with your, oh, I'm using my, why am I going on my cheeks? I'm literally on autopilot. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna do the damn thing. So I am just going on the high points of my cheekbones. Even that's like still really pretty. See how it's not anything like super, super intense? Stunning. I'm gonna take a little brush like this with like a point because I can never get it precise on my nose. I'm actually gonna take that Poppy Girl color that we used from Nude Sticks. I'm going to do a light wash in the crease. I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta Deep Bronze gel liners. This is also a really nice gel creamy consistency that you can use. Next thing I'm gonna do is just curl my lashes and then apply some mascara. What I like to do first is go in with the Freck. And then all you do is just press and then just dab, and it'll also spread the freckles out like naturally. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more of the Pixie one just because it's a lot more sheer. Add this to the face. You can kind of focus it also on the right here because that's where like the sun would naturally hit, you know? I'm gonna take my Pillow Talk Intense. This is one of my new favorites. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of the blush we used. Last but not least, we're gonna use the Rose Glow Mist by Revlon. I haven't used this, but it looks pretty good, so I wanna give it a go. And I'm just gonna push the mist into the skin. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this look. I am so in love with it. You guys know I like just live, breathe, and die for cream products. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed this look, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.